This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Fiscally responsible, financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Visit progressive.com to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary, not available in all states or situations.
I love breakfast. Savory or sweet, just any time of day, gimme. And lucky for me, we have more breakfast spots than I even have time to try here in Las Vegas, and more opening every day. So today on CityCast Las Vegas, I'm talking to Giselle D'Souza, founder of Nothing to Do LV Eats, to get a bead on the breakfast scene and lots of recs. It's Thursday, September 19th. I'm Sarah Lohman, and here's what Las Vegas is talking about. Does it seem like there's so many breakfast places opening up right now?
Oh my gosh, there's just a tremendous amount of breakfast spots opening. Recently, just first of all, because of social media, right? Let's start with there. Social media, TikTok, Instagram, a lot of these social platforms, they have younger and younger influencers, Gen Z and Gen A influencers, and they are looking for experiences. So another contributing factor to this is the fact that a lot of Gen Z and Gen A'ers are now joining the workforce. So they're actually making money. So now that they're making money, they want to go out with their friends. They have more money to spend. That means there's more places that they can spend money at.
They're maybe under 21.
Yes.
Is that the key? Got it.
That's the key. And also, you can definitely tell that these new breakfast spots are marketing to people that are under 21 or, you know, in the early 20s, essentially, because they're looking for experiences. If a Gen Z or a Gen Alpha wants to spend money, they want it to be something worth their while. They're not going to spend money on any type of pancake flight. Like, they need it to look aesthetic.
It's going to be a good pancake flight.
It needs to be a good pancake flight. They need to be able to take photos of it and post it. It has to look aesthetic. The price point has to be there. It all has to be perfect. So this is something you can see as a trend when new breakfast and brunch spots are opening up.
I mean, what about taste? Is that like fourth or fifth on the sort of chain of considerations?
You know, I do think that sometimes, yes. I have to be cautious when saying that because there are new spots that are opening up that have amazing food. They have amazing chefs that are coming from off the strip. They're going off strip and opening their own spots, and they have great food. But then there's a lot of, chain breakfast spots that are opening up too, because they already have the aesthetic down, maybe from another city. So it's really easy to expand over here. And in that way, the quality, in my opinion, starts to deteriorate a little bit. And they're trying to serve so many people. I want to say it's understandable, but, also people are spending money. So there's a fine balance there.
So, all right. So out of the newer places that have opened up in the city recently, which ones do you think are generally really worth trying? And, maybe take into consideration the fact that I'm a million years old. I'm not a 14-year-old influencer. And would it be okay for me to hang out there too?
Absolutely. Actually, yes. So I live in the southwest part of town, so that's where I spend a lot of my time. And I also spend a lot of time in downtown. So some of the newer spots that I've seen, just around the city, but specific to those spots, right on Blue Diamond and Rainbow, there's a new spot called Skritzy, and that's by Chef Mark Skritzy. So this spot is great. It's one of my new favorite spots. They actually, during the day, they call themselves Florentine Cafe. They have a pastry chef. He's amazing. There's I just went over the weekend. There was a line out the door just for their pastries. So They have amazing pastries, fresh made in the morning, great Italian coffee, desserts. And then also connected to Florentine Cafe is actually their dining room, which is also open for breakfast and brunch. So you could get the pastries and go to their brunch/breakfast area. And then going back to that unique experience I'm talking about, during the day, it's a cafe. And at night, it just becomes an upscale Italian restaurant. So this is like a great use of space rather than the restaurants, that generally just open for dinner service at 5 p.m. They really utilize their space day and night. and
Yeah,
everything looks beautiful. So this is like one of my newer favorite spots in the Southwest.
this is actually something that I saw happening. Like I used to live out east, like in Brooklyn and Manhattan a lot too, where it's like coffee shop by day, bar at night. And I've started to see that transition. There's a coffee shop on Water Street near where I live that's now the a wine bar in the evening too. And so instead of closing, it just sort of transitions to a different bevy and some more upscale food at night.
Absolutely. I've been noticing this as well. And actually, this is funny. Years ago, me and my friends were talking about, oh, wouldn't it be great if there was a way to utilize spaces during the day for a brunch or breakfast or,
Mm-hmm.
just renting it out for private events. And then because it's dead space. And
Yeah.
then at night, of course, they open for dinner service. And we were talking about this, but there really was no places in Las Vegas that was doing this. Also, I'm sure it's very difficult. You have to staff for the day and you have to staff for the night.
Yeah, but hey, if
It's
you're paying rent in that building, right? Make that money.
absolutely, absolutely. So I think a lot more businesses are starting to realize this, and also they're trying to capture that breakfast crowd. For dinner service, the price point is always much higher. It's more elegant, it's upscale, but breakfast is fun. You want to go out with your girlfriends, you want to take
Mm-hmm.
your mom out, maybe your in-laws are in town, and breakfast is a little more casual. And I think people are also looking for casual places that they can hang out with their friends and family.
Have you been to, I think the newest breakfast spot that I've been to is a couple months old now, but Morning News, which is like north side of town, is by the same people who are Herbs and Rye and Cleaver. It's near where my nails person is. So that's why I made it over there. I thought the environment
Ooh.
was really great. The food was delicious. I got what's the Hawaiian dish that's like rice and spam and gravy?
The Loco Moco? But it
Yeah, I got a
has
loco moco with like a panko spam and an egg, and oh, it was really
oh
good.
oh that's
I was
interesting because I actually like that better because the Loco Moco usually has like a beef patty, but if it had spam, I'm a
no, it was
spam
killer.
girl.
Yeah, me
Oh
too.
my gosh. Okay,
Yeah, and
that's
it was
that's
like a
gonna go on my list.
breaded, like pan fried spam. It was really good, and the price was super reasonable. I think that plus a coffee was like 25, maybe even with tip. It was really affordable as well. It's not a part of town I'm in very much. Oh, and I also love it's in a converted Dairy Queen too. So they made the inside like really aesthetic, but it still has this sort of fast food vibe, and the drive-through is still there. So they're considering adding a drive-through window option.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. That's another trend I've been noticing that people have been converting fast food places into like, there's like an upscale sushi spot in Chinatown, and the new
Oh,
Changdem Food Hall used to be like a Walgreens or a CVS. So they're like
oh wow.
repurposing a lot of these places. And I walk in, I'm like, wow, I used to go shopping for, I don't know,
Sort of get
just
my
like
contact lens
my
solution.
contact lenses. And now I'm just over here eating in a food hall. It's so fun.
Yeah, I love it. I love that we're sort of like repurposing these very corporate structures, and like it being an old Dairy Queen just feels like very kitchen tongue in cheek. I really enjoyed
I
it.
love it.
All right, let's talk like more general. Not just new places necessarily, but we've got a lot of old school breakfast places here too. So I'm just gonna give you some like vibes and scenarios, and you tell me where I should go. Does that sound okay?
Absolutely.
Okay, so where is the best place to have a fun brunch with your friends?
So personally, I'm thinking back to me. Like I go out with my girlfriends all the time. We're looking for
Mm-hmm.
fun spots. And more recently, we went for one of my girlfriend's birthdays to the Stove in Henderson. And
Oh,
I
I don't
had
know
been to
it.
the Stove before, but I think they maybe did a little bit of rebranding or they changed some of their menu concepts, but it was fun. They had a champagne gun. They were squirting
What?
people with champagne during the brunch. There was lively music. They had bottle girls come out for her birthday. They
In
had,
Henderson. I'm
yeah,
scandalized.
I know, Henderson, right? So it was so fun. I was like, oh my God, I feel like I'm having a party and eating brunch at the same time. There was like great seafood options for brunch,
Oh.
like surf and turf options.
So the food was
There,
also good on top of the fact that it was kind of a wild scene.
yes, the food was actually really good. And so everybody was so sweet there. It's like on the second floor of a building. So you can kind of like see out. And it's just fun in there. There's like lots of photo opportunities in there. And I'm
Hmm.
noticing that too for a lot of breakfast spots.
Hmm.
They're making it very aesthetic, like I mentioned before. They're adding a lot of either murals or beautiful lounge furniture. Or
Mm.
the stove was interesting. They actually had a selfie light already stationed in front of their floral wall So
Oh,
it
wow.
was created specifically for you to take photos in front of
And look
the
beautiful.
wall, like they knew.
It's also good to know, since I also live in the south side of town, that I don't have to go all the way to the Strip for a brutal champagne hangover. I can get it locally.
Just
You
go to
know?
the stove. In fact, just off of that one as well, there's another spot called Mimosa Gourmet. There's 3 locations in Las Vegas. There's one right by my house in the
They've got a
Southwest.
mimosa flight, don't they?
They have a mimosa flight.
Of
No,
course.
they also have a champagne gun.
What is it, like just a pistol, or is it like a?
It's literally this plastic gun that you put champagne in and then you just squirt it into people's mouth and they're like, woo! And having the best time, drinking champagne, eating brunch. Like, if you want to party, if that's the vibe you're going for, then definitely
That's
like the
it.
Stove or Mimosa Gourmet. And Mimosa Gourmet always plays like the newest music. So they encourage people to dance around and have fun. They don't have to stay in their seats. So those are
that's
like
cool.
two of the fun girl spots.
Well, I'm not here to judge. I definitely had a shot water gunned into my mouth at a pool party, and I was deep into my 30s at that point. So
See? You can have a water gun filled with champagne, vodka, gin, tequila, whenever you want.
anytime.
Anytime.
TheList.Vegas. It's the free Las Vegas events newsletter created by locals and curated for locals. From food festivals to family events, from burlesque shows to art exhibits, if it's awesome, it's on TheList.Vegas. Every Wednesday, you'll get a list of cool things to do, dining deals, freebies, and other stuff right in your inbox. No algorithmic garbage or AI sludge here. It's 6 human curators handpicking cool events every week. TheList.Vegas was founded by Andrew Corrali. He's a native Las Vegan, longtime local journalist, and well, he's very popular. The sportos, the motorheads, the geeks, and me, we all adore him. We think he's a righteous dude, and he's a CityCast contributor to boot. TheList.Vegas is a fun read for anyone interested in our city, and it's the best place to discover the coolest things to do in Las Vegas.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can find options that fit your budget and potentially lower your bills. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
Okay, so you also mentioned that you took your mom out to brunch, and she probably doesn't want champagne gun. So if you're like, have you have family visiting and there might be kids in the group, where might you take like a whole group of all ages?
So some family-friendly places that I think are cost-effective, that have large portions, and that are fun. Of course, I gotta start with Hash House, right?
Oh, classic.
Yeah, of course,
It's one of
classic.
the first places I went to when I moved to Las Vegas.
Wasn't it fun?
Yes. The food was quite good, honestly. I mean,
Yeah.
anything with that much cheese on it is going to be A-okay in my book, but like I was really pleasantly surprised.
Anything with that much cheese, sauce,
Yeah.
maple syrup is going to be amazing.
Oh my God,
so
the wait
Hash
can be
House,
so long though. Like when do you
Yeah.
go and not have to wait for 3 hours?
That's true. That's one of the things. The wait is really long, obviously, for reasons such as large portions. That's
Yeah.
what everybody wants. That's why they take their families there, because I mean, I've gone there with my family and I've shared that one waffle chicken thing with
Yeah.
hash browns with like 2 other people. I couldn't even eat it. I mean, of course, if you go during breakfast time, it's probably the worst time to go.
Yeah.
I would say go closer to dinner because they actually do serve breakfast all day. So
That's what I need.
yeah, you can go at dinner time, you can go mid-afternoon, you can go anytime. I would say just avoid between like 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. and go sometime after that.
It's definitely good hangover food for sure.
Great hangover
Yeah.
food. Very close to the Strip too. And then like another spot that I think is really great, that's all day, Black Bear Diner. They have really large portions of food. Of course, people, hear diner, so they're like, oh, it's dinner. No, but they have all day breakfast. That's great for families as well.
Oh, that's funny.
And
Like being from the East, I do think diners are 24 hours. That's really what I think
yes.
of. Yeah, but you can always get breakfast.
And then another place that I think is really great, actually, because I used to go there with my family, is actually Ellis Island.
Really?
Yes, because I used to go there with my family growing up because they have and they still have it's like $9.99 steak and eggs.
Oh, man.
Yes, they still have it to this day. And it's like a really nice portion of steak, eggs, hash brown, coffee. Like it's like under $10. You can take your family
Wow.
there. Even the other breakfast items are really affordable, large portions. And Ellis Island is, family owned, still is. I consider the Ellis family to be like Vegas royalty at this point.
Oh, that's why it's named Ellis Island.
Yes.
Again, as an ex-New Yorker, I was like, is this like a New York casino spinoff?
Oh, right. No, that makes sense. Well, actually, you could see it built into the aesthetic of the place. It does have the Ellis Island vibes.
They leaned into the last name. That makes sense.
It's off of their last name, and it's been around for so long, and it's actually one of my family's like favorite places to go. So we've been going there since I was a kid.
Listen, I've never eaten there. We're, of course, talking about the off-strip casino, Ellis Island, but I've heard consistently good things about the food there and the price. Is there another like old school staple breakfast spot that like every Las Vegas needs to go to?
Yes, actually, those are my favorite types of breakfast spots. So one spot that's been around here, it's OG, but not like super OG. It's been around for 13 years. Is Casa El Desayuno in the East Side. That place is amazing. It like serves the East Side, but the families that come there are so excited when they come because they have these mini pancake flights, and you can choose 3 different flavors. They have like red velvet, like a leche flavor. They put all these different toppings, whipped cream on it. That's like one of their most popular dessert flights over there. And then they also have a great like breakfast burrito, large portions of food like carne asada with eggs and like chili verde sauce. That place is like an older spot. It's not like super new, it's not super old, but it's like it really serves the East Side community and people really love it. So that's one of my favorite spots. Oh, I also have the Omelet House, of course, in the medical district on Charleston. It's classic. It's been around since 1978 in Las Vegas. They have like one of the most expansive menus I've ever seen. Like every time I go there, I'm just like, I'm going to need 15 to 20 minutes to choose what I want, okay? There's like 97 options.
Consistently good there. I'm always nervous when a menu is that big.
So I'm specifically I'm in the mindset that like I want to try everything. I always tell myself like I don't have enough years on this planet to try all the food that I want to try. That's my only problem is just that I'm not going to be able to try all the food I want to try. So every time I go places, I have a staple at a lot of places, but I really force myself to go out of the way to choose something that I maybe wouldn't choose. And I've always been doing that. So every time I go to the Omelet House, my favorite omelet there actually, it has a chicken, spinach, feta, and like a cheddar or Swiss cheese. And then of course, I drown that thing with like Tabasco sauce. But they also have Philly cheesesteak, which I got for breakfast once. Okay, don't judge me. I will eat Philly cheesesteak anytime.
Experience life.
Amazing. And okay, side note, they have a great hot chocolate there. I know this is like so random. I'm also a hot chocolate connoisseur. Like I will choose hot chocolate over almost any drink. I don't care if it's the middle of summer. And Omelet House has a great hot chocolate. I think because they use real milk instead of water.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so what's a place that's more touristy? Like maybe if I have to meet someone on the Strip, but like is worth it for the food?
Yes, absolutely. I actually have a few spots on the Strip that I think a little, they're upscale, they're a little over the top. I also like to call this impressing someone spots. You're really trying to impress somebody of importance in your life, and these are the kind of spots that I think that you should take them to. So one is really over the top, I think, is Bouchon at the Venetian. So that's Chef Thomas Keller. He's a 3 Michelin star chef. Bouchon has been a Venetian for a very long time. It's at the very top of the Venetian. Actually, when I graduated from college, it was the place that I wanted to go more than anything. And I went there for my dinner. I was so happy. It's one of the fanciest dinners I've ever been to. But they
Me too.
also
I actually went on my very first trip to Las Vegas ever back in 2008. Like I wanted to go to Bouchon, and I remember it was like magic. It was a wonderful experience.
the service, the quality, the food, just the ambiance, everything there is so beautiful.
And I at this point in my life do appreciate something a little more casual. Like I want the food to be good, but I don't want to feel out of place necessarily. So I do sort of love to do fine dining for like brunch,
It's more affordable, right? I
More
mean,
affordable, lower price point too.
Yeah, you want to be fancy, you want to do something fun, but you don't want to pay dinner prices. Dinner prices are at least 2 to 3 times higher than breakfast prices. And usually, sometimes the food is the same. It's just the fact that it's dinner. They know people are going to pay a little bit more for it.
They got
for
those
that
company
experience.
cards,
Exactly. Another place that I think is great, this is not as, upscale as Bouchon, but Border Grill at Mandalay Bay. They have an all-you-can-eat brunch menu / breakfast menu on the weekends for $45. And it is so good. This is actually where me and my family go a lot. Like we go to Border Grill a lot. They have omelets. They have pancakes. They have a whole menu of coffee and lattes. They have steak and eggs. Everything is included, unlimited, whatever you want, $45 on the weekends. It's amazing. It's a great environment. They have a beautiful patio outside that you can overlook the Mandalay Bay beach, the pool. So that's another spot that I recommend. That's a little upscale, but not like Bouchon level, but affordable and fun.
Do you think it's possible for Las Vegas to have too many breakfast restaurants?
Oh, that's a good question. You know what? If this was a few years ago, I would have said yes. I would have been like, okay, there's so many freaking breakfast spots over here. They're opening so many breakfast spots, so many brunch spots. But you know what? As the city continues to expand, now, of course, recently with the Raiders Stadium coming in and with the Aces that's going to be coming in soon and all this talk of potential movie studios coming to Vegas, it just means more and more people, more and more jobs. It's more people looking for different experiences. And every place offers something unique for a different group of people. So as the city expands, I don't think there's ever going to be maybe too many breakfast spots. I say that knowing that also other types of experiences will be opening as well. Other types of restaurants, dinner-based restaurants, those kinds of things. As long as there's a variety and it's not just truly overrun with breakfast spots, I don't think there'll ever be too much as the city continues to grow.
Giselle, thank you so much. I learned so much.
Of course, thank you. I really enjoyed being on the show and talking to you, and I hope I provided enough recommendations.
Oh, yeah. That's all for today here on CityCast Las Vegas. If you enjoyed the show, share it with a friend, and then obviously go out to breakfast. Also, take a moment, rate the show, leave us a review, and subscribe to our morning newsletter. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more news from around the city. Take care. Wait, rapid fire, sweet or savory for breakfast?
Okay, savory. Absolutely savory.
Me too. And
okay,
pastries
good.
are for the afternoon. Coffee and pastries is like 1 p.m.
Yes.
Right?
Coffee, pastry, 1 p.m., savory in the morning. And I know.
Get the protein.
Thing is also, I can't wake up and just put sugar in my body. Like, it's not the first thing I want to do. No.
Yeah.
I want a little bit of protein,